And Tony Levin from King Crimson. The new Robert Fripp on this one. But they've got Steve Vai and Danny Carey, Tool drummer, behind the kit for the run. And it's going to happen Friday, October 25th at the Agora. AgoraCleveland.com. I heard that these tickets went very quickly, so I don't know if there are any remaining, but you can win these from me this week if you want to go. Call 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
These days, you have a million ways to entertain yourself.
Are you not entertained?
This one just puts entertain in air quotes.
I am not entertained.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
I was quite disappointed with myself because I've been giving away these, kind of King Crimson tickets all week. And given what we were talking about yesterday, I had completely forgotten that they have a song called Lark's Tongues in Aspic. Remember we were talking about aspics yesterday? Meat jellies. If you're in a prog rock band, sooner or later you're going to get to the meat jellies when you're naming your songs. This is just Lark's Tongues in Aspic, Part 1. There's also, you got to have Part 2. You can't get all of your thoughts out in just Part 1, but you got to really be in prog rock to appreciate these guys. So the Agora is going to be full of guitar noodlers and drummers, and it's going to be a wild scene. So we'll see. Again, that Beat album from '82, I don't know to what degree they'll be showcasing that. That was back when Bill Bruford was behind the drums. Easily one of the most underrated drummers in rock and roll was Bill Bruford. Even with all the accolades he's gotten over the course of his career, still not enough. Right, Mary?
Right. I was thinking that.
Finally, you guys are on the same page on something.
Finally. Bill Bruford also liked a good fart joke. Maybe that will change your opinion of him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I'll have more of those Beat tickets tomorrow and then on Friday. Next week on the show, if you want to go to the Dave Matthews Band, I will be able to hook you up for that show. They ended up at the very top of the fan vote for the Rock Hall. Of course, they're nominated to get in this year. They're going to play June 25th at Blossom. Obviously, we will know by then if they're getting inducted. They're going to announce this year's class Sunday on American Idol, as we mentioned earlier. A show that's on ABC, by the way. It used to be on Fox for many years, but Fox canceled American Idol. And there was such an outroar that ABC picked it up. And that's where it currently resides. So anyway, Dave Matthews next week. We're doing a screening of The Fall Guy, which is the new Ryan Gosling movie, adaptation of that 80s action show. Emily Blunt is in that too. She's pretty foxy. MMS presenting Clutch and Rival Sons on the Two-Headed Beast Tour. We'll get you set up for that next week. And A Day to Remember. Is your sister into them, Mary?
Yeah.
A Day to Remember.
One of my favorite songs.
Which
Downfall one? Downfall of Us All.
They're going out with The Story So Far and some other bands. So that is all next week. I saw the Descendants and the Circle Jerks are coming. On my anniversary, no less. I wonder how much convincing I'd have to do to get Gwen to go with me to the Descendants Circle Jerks show on our anniversary.
Should probably be down for it.
Two bands I guarantee she knows nothing about, but they're going to do the Agora on Friday the 13th of September. And those tickets are going on sale this Friday, too. Guardians and Cavs on Saturday here on MMS. The Cavs, of course, playing their first playoff game here at home against the Orlando Magic. That will happen in the afternoon. That's a 1 o'clock tip-off, so 12:35 IC. 12:30 is the pregame, and then we will also bring you the Guardians at 5:35. I think they're playing the A's this weekend.
Yep.
So, and then in between, it's going to be a 90s weekend. We'll do our metal show on Saturday night. That's called 2 Hours to Midnight. That starts at 10 o'clock. So big Cleveland sports day on MMS on Saturday and also on the iHeartRadio app. I was reading about the longtime announcer for the Yankees abruptly announced that he was retiring. He was quitting. And now they got to figure out what they're going to do. This is a guy named John Sterling. He's been the longtime radio announcer in the New York Yankees broadcast booth. He's 85 years old. And it started me thinking, I was like, for me, I have long said that I would like to do this job as long as I'm able to do it. But really, the only guys that are in broadcasting and are really old are in sports. Because as long as your mind is still pretty frothy, you got a side man there, you got some other people feeding you notes or whatever it is, and there's a lot of people get really attached to the people doing broadcast work for whatever their favorite team is.
Especially with baseball, because it's probably the most radio-friendly sport.
Yeah. So, if I have any kind of plan to be an elderly broadcaster, it's going to have to involve sports. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Because, I'm not Joe Sports.
None of us are.
And they tried non-experts in the booth sometimes. You might recall when the NFL tried Dennis Miller.
Yeah.
And Rush Limbaugh for Monday Night Football. Both of those
did not go over.
Just flamed out immediately for two completely different reasons.
Also, Dennis Miller was such a weird choice because I feel like if they had gotten somebody that was a little more blue-collar, everyman football fan, it would have made sense. But Dennis Miller made zero sense because he was just trying to be the smartest guy on the, that was his whole trope.
Well, it was
didn't make any sense.
If you'll pardon the pun, it was a big swing for them to try to do that. I get what they were trying to do with Dennis Miller.
What were they trying?
Well, I think they're like, let's see if we can defy this perception that it's a bunch of lunkheads and former athletes in the booth. Let's get a guy in there who's pretty erudite, who is a sports fan. Like Dennis Miller knows enough about sports. He's funny. Dennis Miller over the past 20 years has taken like a hard kind of pivot politically, but I still think Dennis Miller's funny. But people rightfully were listening going, what the hell is going on here?
Right, but
because he was doing what he does.
Right, and that's the thing is he was never a guy that he was always a specific taste.
Yes.
So he was a weird choice for Monday
Night
Football. For a broad
audience, yeah.
Yeah, where you want a broad audience. You could bring somebody in there that's smart and like sports, but not as, I don't know, Dennis Miller was, he liked to look down on people more. Or see,
there's a condescension in his tone.
Yes, he absolutely was condescending.
This guy, like a again, I like Dennis Miller, but for that. And then Rush Limbaugh, he was gone immediately because he was Rush Limbaugh. And he's like, well, they want the blacks to be, like, oh, my God, what did we do? They were hoping that they were going to get that massive, dopey Limbaugh audience watching Monday Night Football, which they probably already were. So I don't know what that was. That sounds like another.
No, if they would have got somebody that I feel that, like a Jeff Foxworthy or someone like that could have just been silly and fun in the booth, that would have been made a lot more sense than Dennis Miller or
Plus,
Rush
it's
Limbaugh.
fun. If you're those guys, who's going to say no to that gig if it's offered to you? Because it would be fun to be in the booth. You don't have to do the heavy lifting. The play-by-play guy's doing that. You can kind of
cracking jokes.
Yeah, Rush Limbaugh took color commentary in a whole different direction, but you could be kind of doing your thing. That quarterback looks like he steals firewood from his neighbor's wood pile. You might be.
Oh, that was your Jeff Foxworthy.
We couldn't tell.
Not my Rush Limbaugh.
I don't know. I was like,
it took a second. I was like,
if you... Wait, you couldn't tell us your
I thought you were doing a... Yeah.
What do you think I was doing?
A stealing joke.
Yeah.
Oh, why in that voice?
I don't know. That's why.
Oh, that was why there was so much confusion.
Yeah,
because it didn't have the redneck tag on it. I see. If you own a home with wheels on it and several cars without, you just might be redneck. So, yeah, I love Jeff Foxworthy. That'd be a good pick.
Yeah.
He has to have been in a booth here and there. He has to have been a guy that they grabbed.
He might be
and
too
through in there.
expensive.
Foxworthy?
No, but I'm talking about like
I
in
feel
the
like he would
time
do
when
that
they-
for the love of the game for a
Yeah.
minute.
I don't know that he would, man. I've heard that he's one of those guys is like kind of F you pay me, where he's like, if you're not shelling out Jeff Foxworthy money, there's no reason for me to come do your thing.
Well, he should be because he doesn't
that's
have
what
to
I'm
do
saying.
it,
Right.
right? Yeah. But he's
Get that Katy Perry money.
He's a very good. He's a very good writer, and he's a funny guy. He was a computer guy, right? He's another one of those dudes that like was a engineer or something before he was a comedian, or an IT
Jeff
guy or
Foxworthy?
something. Yeah, something like that. I thought.
don't know.
I could be way off, but I thought he was another one, like Wayne Cotter, one of those guys that was like a computer scientist, and he was like, I'm want to tell jokes. Let me give you money here. It is your last chance today to win $1,000. We'll start it up all over again tomorrow morning. You get about 13 chances every single day to grab $1,000 here from the Buzzard Bookie. Listen closely and good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Fun. That's fun. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Are you sitting down?
Yeah.
Cat owners are the least likely to really know their pet. No, I'm asking you because I don't know anything about cats, and you're a cat owner.
Well, cats do their own thing. That's
What does that have to do with the owner?
Fish.
What I'm saying is people like you don't like cats because they have their own agenda, their own personality. They're like, I'm going to do my thing, and when I feel like I want to involve you in that, then that's cool.
Yeah, but I'm on the hook for everything.
What do you mean everything?
I still keep you fed and housed. And what do I get out? My question, I don't hate cats. What I'm saying is, what do I get out of it? With a dog, I know what I get out of it. Man's best friend. What am I getting out of having a cat?
My cat does all that same stuff except protect the house. She cuddles with me. She plays. She hangs out. I mean,
Well, then even you don't have a stereotypical cat.
I feel like most cats are like that. I mean, all cats have their own personality. But the big thing with cats versus dogs, cats are just like, I'm going to do me, you do you, and when our schedules coincide, that sounds great. You
Right,
can't
but
really
what about
control
when
them.
your schedules don't coincide and you just want to go over and cuddle and they're not into it?
Then you leave it alone.
So you got to wait for them to come around?
Yeah, it's called consent.
It's your
Alan.
house.
Yeah.
You,
But if the cat
you're taking
doesn't
care of
wanna be
everything.
cuddled,
They get
then don't
cancer, you're
cuddle
kicking out $5,000 to keep them alive.
But if your animal doesn't want to be cuddled on, you don't cuddle on it. You get squeeze it, Lenny it, pop
Hey.
its little head off.
They did a study of some
The rabbits.
group of people, and 83% of cat owners reveal that they don't know how many toes a cat has.
They don't have any toes. They have beans.
Of 18 is the correct number. 10
My
in
cat
front,
has-
8 in back. Now, did
My
you know
cat has
that?
Extra. She has 6 toes on front.
6 in
She's
front.
got the
Polydactyl.
yeah.
Yeah. Most cat owners think they know a lot about cats, but when pressed, a lot of them were not able to give up the goods. Half of cat owners surveyed don't know that cats are lactose intolerant.
Yeah, you're not supposed to give them milk.
Yeah. So you know
That's
that. See,
what's-
you're
yeah.
good. You're the other half.
Ask me the other questions.
Half of people didn't know that cats tend to drink more water if it's running water. So fountains are better than a dish.
I had to
Really?
find
I
that
feel
out
like-
the hard way.
Oh, really?
It's because in nature, water that stands still is more likely to collect bacteria.
Yeah.
So they
Make
stay
'em
away
sick.
from still water, and you get them a fountain, they'll drink the hell out of it.
Even though Stillwater is a really good fake band.
Mm-hmm. They don't care about that.
So you get like a tiny little bubbler for them, or what do you do?
I got mine like it's got a little flower. It's a little cat fountain.
Half of the cat people that they surveyed knew that cats purr when they're happy or stressed out. The other ones
it's
thought
like
it
a
was only when they
calming
were
thing.
happy. 7 in 10 cat owners that they surveyed said that they think that they can tell what their cat is thinking.
I don't know about all that. I never know what that cat's thinking.
I was going to say.
I mean, my
How do
cat's
you feel
pretty
about that?
chill. My cat's pretty chill. But there's times when I look at her, I'm like, what are you doing, man? I mean, all she really does I mean, she'll play, she'll cuddle, but she's a big napper, man. She just kind of wants to lay around.
I mean, that's cats.
That's cats. They sleep 18 hours a day.
18 hours a day. See, I just don't care for that level of laziness.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, 18 hours a day.
She matches my energy. If I could sleep 18 hours a day, I would.
If only you could get your schedules to coincide
I would love
for
that.
those 18 hours.
She loved it.
But
during
you'd both
COVID.
be asleep all the time. You wouldn't even know what the other one was
But
doing.
it doesn't matter because you just feel
Doesn't
it.
matter.
Yeah,
Wake up,
you
have
just
a snack.
enjoy it. Yep.
You look at each
Yeah,
other,
oh,
have
there
a
you
snack,
are.
watch a show, play laser, very chill.
Huh. All right. So it is the perfect pet for people that really don't want to have a lot of interaction with their pet.
Not all cats are like. There are some cats that are up your ass, that are in between your legs, that are crawling up on you the minute you sit down. They
Like
want
your
to be in
roommate's
your lap.
cat.
Yeah, that cat's everywhere. She doesn't like to be touched. She doesn't like to be cuddled or pet. But
She
she's
wants to
all
be
over the place
acknowledged.
all the time.
Yeah.
Well,
Dogs
most
have different personalities too. There's plenty of dogs that don't want to be
no,
touched.
understood. I'm just, but they
My
are
dog doesn't like to be touched when she's sleeping. Like, you can't just, like, cuddle her where she's sleeping. She'll go, grrr.
she'll show her teeth when
No,
you
like, she just, like, makes a little, like, just goes, grrr. She doesn't like it.
Huh. You can't go over and give her a little pet when she's sleeping. A little stroke.
I can do, like, a little, but there's times when she likes it, there's times when she doesn't. Most of the time, when she first falls asleep at night, not into it. In the morning, she's more open to it.
Right.
She'll be more of a cuddle bug in the morning.
Oh. All right.
I know, it's the best. Come and lay on my chest.
Let's see. Alan, I'd like to see a turtle parent pick their pet out of a turtle lineup. Somebody else says that they know that their cat is a psychopath. See, I don't know how you define that in a feline, though. Psychopath. I mean, they're wild animals, and so they're going to act accordingly. I don't know. I would never suggest that you try to mold them to, your personality or anything. But Mary out there getting sliced and diced by her roommate's cat.
That thing's a demon.
Different personalities, man. They're not meshing.
No.
Al, when I get home, my cats run up to greet me, give headbutts, jump on my lap.
Yeah.
They're always friendly. Their breath smells of imitation crab meat.
Ew. Gross.
My blind cat will stand over the water dish for literally 2 minutes, someone says. Well, the only cat that I was ever exposed to, my girlfriend had one a long time ago. And all I knew about it was that it loved lasagna and hated Mondays.
Oh.
Oh.
Sounds like a lawsuit.
He was a little fat tabby with triangular black stripes. I don't know how that works.